Yeah, you know. I really, you know. Yeah, hey guys, how y'all doing? So, yeah, it's still pretty snowy and nasty outside. Still nowhere to lay my head and rest. Had to change my phone number because apparently, I don't know if it's trolls on the internet or people at the shelter harassing me, but my number's been changed. So, yeah, that's what they were saying. Oh, hey, what's going on? Hey, from Scotland. How you doing? How you doing? So, yeah, being harassed through my phone and, but anyway, my number's been changed. So people, you know, I don't know if anybody, yeah, it is cold. It is a little cold. Yeah, Florida, it doesn't matter. You're still homeless. You still have to fight the elements. Even when you're in Florida, I already, I've been traveling. I came from Florida. I was in Texas. So, yeah, you still have to fight the weather no matter what. So, yeah, it's a little cold. Tonight's a code blue. The homeless hotline's been playing their little mental head game with me since 7 a.m. this morning. I'm currently not feeling my best. They're trying to send me to this nasty homeless shelter where people piss and poop all over the seats and they're not clean, and yeah, it's pretty disgusting. So it sounds like someone was harassing me. That there he is. Hold on. Yeah, no, I just came from Florida. I just came from Texas and Florida. So, yeah, that's where I just came from. Yeah, so it's cold. Yeah, it's still a little cold, but yeah. So yeah, they somebody is, I don't know if it was somebody from the channel that was, somebody's like, "Oh, read my lips," and got my phone number. You see, people are so evil in these times that we're living in. They're just completely wicked and evil, and they want to see harm come your way. They have no love in them. They have no love. So, you know. And this person here, I guess they're getting ready to watch a football game or what have you. So, you know, worldly things take precedence over people, you know. That's why the scripture said that, the love of many is going to wax cold. People don't care if you're out here in the streets. They only need you when they want something. That's why I said the majority of these men out here, they're just looking for sex. And if you don't give them what they want, they don't want to be bothered with you. So, someone had asked me, am I a streetwalker? No. Why? I'm not going to sell my soul and sell my body. No. I'm not interested in those kinds of things, I'm not in the world like that, but, so I don't know if somebody got a hold of my phone number from YouTube by, reading my lips and what have you, started calling my phone, harassing me on my phone. But it did kind of sound like the lady from the shelter. She's a Spanish lady. So, I'm Native American Hispanic too. And I said, I'll report your number to the feds. You can't harass people. Is that the only language that is going to stop them from bullying me at that shelter? Is that, the only language that these people understand? It's like, what is wrong with people? Calling my phone, harassing me. Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, Florida is cold right now for sure. So yeah, as I'm saying, if you're homeless, you're gonna be homeless. It doesn't really make a difference. So, you know, yeah, I don't have to show myself if I don't choose to. Especially, with all this beautiful snow falling right now. So, yeah, I know. Tell me about it. I don't know if it was the Spanish lady from the homeless shelter, but somebody called my phone. It sounded like her, and she's like, you homeless bitch, you homeless bitch. And that's what I'm saying. People are evil. And then when you react to these demons, you react to them. Now they want to say that you're the bad guy. You're bullying me now. This is what these narcissistic people, these demonic entities do. You start to learn how they play. They'll harass you, call you a homeless bitch or whatever, excuse the language, but that's just uncalled for. So again, you know, I told her, and that's why I had to get off. I blocked the number and I immediately changed my phone number because it's so sickening. It's disgusting the kind of world that we live in. It really is. People have no love, no compassion. They're heartless. They don't care about their neighbor. They don't love their neighbor. It's not a racial thing for me. It's more or less of don't, mess with me. Don't bully me. You want to call my phone and you want to harass me and, call me a homeless bee and all this stuff. Well, I can just submit your number to, the people that are kicking in doors without warrants. It's like, really, is this the game we have to play? Because I'm not playing a game. Like, why are you bullying me? Why are you harassing me? Why are you calling my phone and causing, hell on earth for my life when I'm not doing anything except having a YouTube channel, documenting homelessness and things of that nature. People come on here and talk a bunch of crap. They're nasty, they're rude, and then they turn around and gaslight me and tell me I'm the bully and I'm mean and I have to be nice to them. No, you're not nice to me. You're not gonna walk all over me and just treat me like garbage because you don't like the way I look. There's other channels you can go to. There's other homeless people you can watch. If that's your thing, you're interested in the homeless. This is Trenton, New Jersey. This is Trenton, New Jersey. So, I'm still not feeling 100%. It sounds like the lady from the shelter called my phone or possibly someone, reading my lips when, and getting my phone number. You see, people just are rude, they're ignorant, they're nasty. And that's who they choose to be. I'm not feeling my best, and I don't have somewhere warm, to go to. What is a DOC? What do you mean? What's my DOC? I don't know what you mean. So, yeah, people are just, they're not nice these days, It's like, the fear of man is a snare. The fear of man is a snare, and I'm out here and I'm sick. I don't do drugs. Thank you. You see what I mean? Like, they just assume things about homeless people or something. I don't do drugs, dude. Like, what is wrong with people, man? What is wrong with these people? Like, I'm not on drugs. Thank you. I'm sick. I'm not well. I have a cold. But anyway, yeah, it's always something with these comments. It really is. So, yeah, if you assume that all people are on drugs and that's why they're homeless, then, yeah, adios. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Then why are you homeless? Like, none of your business. Your first assumption was to assume that I'm a drug addict, so I don't need to talk to you. That should have been the first question. Should be, why are you homeless? Not what's your drug of choice. Like, move along. These people, it's like, move along already. Anyway, so yeah, like, this is homelessness. This is, real. I'm not just somebody on here trying to get clout saying that I'm homeless and, trying to get donations from people, and I was at the hospital and the social worker had come up to me like she was trying to help me, but she wasn't trying to help me. She was not trying to advocate for me at all at the hospital. She wasn't, and that's the truth. And people think that, you're the bad guy when you speak the truth. Just like in a narcissistic family, you're the bad guy when you speak the truth. And, those people are so brainwashed into what they're doing. They're so brainwashed, into whatever it is that, that they're doing at that hospital and whatever stuff they got going there, they're not probably used to people, speaking so bluntly and truthfully, about, the pandemic and stuff like that. And then you have the trolls come on the channel and say, we're going to report your channel and all this stuff. It's just a very, very sad time to live in this country, but it was prophesied in scripture it would be this way. The love of many is going to wax cold. People are evil, they're rude, they have no love, you know, you know. So I'm just doing my best to stay warm. Yeah, but there is nowhere for me to go, and I'm not going to a shelter that destroyed my property and my phone. And yeah, it's calling me on my phone and harassing me. It sounded like the lady at the shelter, you know, calling me, you know, a homeless bee and all this stuff. Or it could be somebody who, you know, read my lips on my channel and got my number. I don't know for sure, but it certainly sounded like um, the lady from the shelter. So, you know, I had to block her, report her to the police. And the police don't do anything, as y'all probably know that. Like, there's really not much they can do. I don't, you know. So I changed my phone number. It's just very sickening to me. But yeah, you know, people just treat you like garbage. So they won't give me a place to stay, and it's snowing outside and it's wet. So yeah, there is nowhere to go. So you know, yeah, but it is what it is, family. You know, you just gotta keep pressing on, you know, no matter what. You know, people are going to be rude, they're going to be hateful, they're going to be negative, and that's just who they are. You know, there's no love in them. You know, there's no love in them. They have no compassion. And it's like, I don't deserve to be treated that way because I'm homeless. You know what I mean? Nobody deserves to be treated like garbage because you're homeless. You still have a constitution, you know, you still have rights, you know, and nobody should be treated that way. Yeah, no, the churches don't do anything for anybody. They don't house people. They tell you to go to the shelter. They don't help you. So, yeah, there is no help. The only help is from the Most High, and that's it. You know, and staying away from toxic people. You know, for sure. So, if you want to donate to my Cash App, you're more than welcome to. You know, you're more than welcome to donate to the channel and to the Cash App. And yeah, that's the only thing I could do is try to get, you know, a room for the night. But I don't have enough funding right now. The churches don't help people. So they just don't. My Cash App is chosen0527. So for anybody, if you feel led to help me, then you know. But you know, people can say, "Oh, you're begging," and this and that. You know, it's like no matter what you do, people are gonna judge you no matter what. So you know, you could they're gonna judge you regardless of what you do. So you know, it is, you know, it is what it is. You know. So that's just who they are. You know, they're gonna judge people no matter what, you know. Yeah, they're gonna judge, you know. Yeah, like this one here, bitch, you're always begging. Are you just jealous or something that I have a channel and people donate to my channel? Is that what it is? Yeah, it sounds like you're a hater. It sounds like you need some psychiatry or something for yourself. I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend it. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. Yeah, I have donations. Adios. Bye, JoJo. Have a good life. Take it easy. Take it easy. I'm sorry you feel so bad about yourself. You have to come on my channel and bully me. I'm sorry you feel so horrible about yourself that you have to harass me. You know, I'm sorry that you feel so bad inside that you have to come on people's channel and put them down. That's a pretty pathetic way to be. I hope you get the help that you need, okay? Please, get the help that you need, alright? It's gonna be okay, I promise. Yeah, you know, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, this is the kind of, you know, trolls that like to come on and talk garbage. That's who they are. They're hateful. narcissistic demons. That's really who they are, you know. Because, yeah. I'm waiting on a bus stop. Yep, I'm waiting on the bus. It's snowing out. Yep, I don't feel like getting wet, you know, because I don't have nowhere to go. So, no, this is New Jersey. Oh, there goes my bus. See? That's alright. I can always walk. It's too cold, you know, it's snowing out. You know, you're gonna get wet. Yeah, you're gonna get wet. No, this is New Jersey. I'm in New Jersey. This isn't New York. So, yeah, yeah. Yeah, calling me a rat and all this stuff. Just hatred, just pure hatred. Just like the scripture said, you're not going to get me to kill myself, sweetheart. I survived satanic abuse. You got to come harder than that. You know, you got to come harder than that, people. It's like, seriously, if all you have is to bully people, then, you know, I feel bad for you. That's all you know how to do is be a coward and come online, harass, bully, and troll. Then yeah, you know, that's a pretty pathetic life. You think my life is pathetic? I mean, no, you're pathetic to come on someone's channel and to bully people. You know, seriously. Oh, thank you, John. The fare, I don't know. I have a bus pass. I have a monthly bus pass, so I'm not really sure on the fare too much. But there is a bus stop. See, that's yeah. There's a bus stop, and you know, I'm not trying to get too wet. I'm already sick. So I'm already sick. They refuse to house me. You know, I'm not going to the shelter where they violate my rights and they break my phone and my property. Not going to happen, you know. And then you got these, you know, people coming on here talking all kinds of trash. You can call me whatever kind of names you want, you know. I'm not going to kill myself. I'm too strong for that. So, yeah, you know, it's sad that people come on here and they're just evil. They're just straight up pathetic and evil people. For sure. You know, pathetic and evil. Just like the Bible told us they would be in these last days. You know, no love in their hearts. You know, no compassion, no empathy. You know, so yeah, you know, might have been one of the trolls that yeah, exactly. Well, that's not always true. Word emotional abuse, you know, it does have power. You know, when you that's what this is a channel that brings awareness to narcissistic abuse, bullying, domestic violence. So yeah, name calling does hurt people. Okay, mental and emotional abuse. You know. No, I have Planet Fitness. I have a Planet Fitness membership, a gym membership. Yeah, yeah, I have a membership to Planet Fitness. So yeah, yeah, I know what you mean though, John. I do some, but you know, yeah, you gotta build tough skin, right? Especially if you're gonna be on social media and put yourself out there, you gotta have that little tough skin. But it just, yeah, it is what it is, you know. Oh, yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Yeah, if you'd like to donate to the channel or what have you, you're more than welcome to. Yeah, churches don't help. So if people want to say I'm begging, you know, I'm asking my brothers and sisters in Yahushua for help. If that makes, you know, they are the body. The body is not the physical church. You see, the body is not the physical church. Okay? You know, we are the body. We are the hands and feet. And what did Messiah say? Messiah said, you know, if you see your brother and they're hungry or they're cold or they're in need, and that's all we do is say, you know, peace be with you, or, you know, then hey, it is what it is. And that's not manipulation. I'm just speaking the facts. Like, if we are capable of helping our brother or sister in need, then that's what, you know, he wants us to do. If we are capable, of course. You know, if we are capable. But yeah, like a lot of people do that, especially in Christianity. You know, Christianity, they'll just, you know, they'll look at you and they'll, you know, like, oh, I hope you're okay, and You know, instead, we need physical food. We need physical means. We're the hands and feet. Yeah, yeah. I'm not saying that to call you out, daughter of Yahuwah, but I'm just saying, like, in Christianity, you know what I mean? Like, this is what they do. That's why people on here, like trolls, say, oh, you're begging, you're begging. I'm just coming on asking my brothers and sisters, in Yahushua, in the Messiah, for help. I would go to a church, but a lot of times, these churches, they'll steer me back to Babylon, to the government anyway. They'll steer me back, to the government and to Babylon. And I don't know if I can link it. For some reason, it doesn't let me do it because my other phone got smashed but it's chosen. It's chosen 0527 on Cash App. Yeah. So, yeah, it's not to call anyone out on here or make you feel guilty. I'm just saying, but this is what happens, right? When, like, I know a lot of people are scammers on here. Oh, okay. Hi. How you doing? How you doing? um, so, yeah, I get it. Like, we live in a world where we can't trust people. You don't know if I'm just some scammer or druggie. I get it. I do. But that's why I try my best to have transparency with my subscribers. And, this is my food. I'm carrying around milk and coffee and food and, cups and everything, But my Cash App is chosen 0527. So, I don't know if I can link it. Let me see. I'll do my best because I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Yeah, no, I totally get it. I mean, the prayers are certainly needed as well, but, I totally get you. But I mean, as far as these churches go, like, I can go to a church. I've done it. I've knocked on the door. I've asked for help. I've asked for shelter. They don't help you. They just don't, they don't. And then, the shelter. I'm not quite sure. I'll try to put I can't put the link in there right now, actually, so. But my Cash App is chosen, CHOSEN, chosen 0527. Yeah. Yeah, because I have my laptop in my backpack and it's snowing, and in this neighborhood, it's probably not a good idea to let, people know what I have. There's really nowhere to go. I'm trying to get on the bus, see what time the bus comes. Yeah. So, yeah, I just trying to stay warm. I'm not feeling my best right now. I'm sick, and I called the homeless hotline. They doesn't seem like they're trying to house me. They're not trying to house me. So they're only sending me to a shelter where I was assaulted and I was threatened. So yeah, the streets are dangerous, especially for women. For women is we get assaulted, we get sexually assaulted out here. Yeah, it's dangerous just to be out here, but it's cold. It's a cold blue, and yeah, so it's a Sunday. So I guess a lot of the churches probably are already out of church. Yeah. Yep. So I don't know. It's just one of those things. But my battery is getting low and it's getting ready to die. So, yeah. This is Trenton, New Jersey. Yeah, Trenton, New Jersey. So yeah, as far as those questions go, yeah, most Christian churches, they're not trying to help me. They're not. I've gone to them for help. I mean, yeah, they give out clothing and food, and one church in another town in Burlington, they the lady at the motel where I usually go, she called and her church put me up for 2 days, but that was pretty much it. They don't really help people with housing and getting off the streets. So we're in the middle of a code blue. My feet are already wet and, it's cold and there is nowhere to go. So whatever. It's whatever. You just got to keep pressing forward because there is nowhere to go. There is nowhere, a place of refuge and safety right now for me. So, yeah. So I'm not sure if you got the Cash App or not link. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm just trying to wait for this bus, trying to get somewhere warm. Yeah, safety is a must. Yeah, especially for a woman. Yeah, get a job. I have a job. Thank you. Don't come on here with your nonsense, okay? I preach the word of the Most High God. That's the most important job in the world, is preaching His word. In season, out of season. What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, exactly. I have a good job, and I have better benefits than most. My benefits are in the kingdom of heaven. So, you know, yeah, that is my job. I survived satanic abuse, I survived narcissistic abuse, and I preach the word of the Most High God. So, yeah, I have a job. Just because it's not a job to you, doesn't mean it's not a job. I have a calling and I have a purpose, which is why a lot of Satanists like to target me. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm trying to be a voice for other people. Satanic abuse is not a joke. A lot of these children are being abused, in these satanic cults, in the elites and elitist pedophile rings and all that stuff. Now, I'm not saying, that my abuse was, that's severe, but yeah, satanic abuse is not something, most people can go through and still talk about it, because they're so mind controlled and by their handlers and what have you. You got to break free from all that programming and stuff. Yeah. And come out of it. Thank you. I'm trying to be strong. Yeah. So I don't know what they were talking about, get a job or, that's what I'm saying. People just come on and they don't understand homelessness. They don't understand it. So I earned my disability. I was adopted into a home that was satanic and abusive, and they're abusing my children as well. So yeah, like if you're not here to support and uplift and encourage, to help people to that are brave enough and courageous enough to speak about their trauma, then this isn't the channel for you. This isn't for you. If you're here to put people down and you know judge people unrighteously, then whatever. So anyhow, my battery's getting ready to die, so I have to get somewhere warm because it's freezing temperature. But you can certainly find my Cash App on my channel somewhere, and I can always post it up. So have a blessed one. Bye, guys. Take care. Stay safe.